So we are drinking the David's tea. It's a white tea. It has white tea, green tea, jasmine pearls, hibiscus, and I believe it's artificial peach flavor. It's very good. But if you are sensitive to caffeine, you might want to hold off because it does have a medium amount of caffeine. That's what it says on the box. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's called Buddha tea or something like that. I'll just put the name of the tea on the screen here. But it's very good.
It is fairly good. I don't drink tea that often. I'm more of a coffee person.
Oh, yeah?
I prefer coffee.
Mm-hmm. I like coffee too. I like the smell of coffee. But it just leaves such a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, I'll never forget that time when I was in university. You guys, your girl's a hot mess, okay? It was literally the exam before I finished school. Like, for good, university for good. My graduation, final, last exam, it was my genetics test. I was with my studying partner. We decided, let's go to Starbucks. At the time, Starbucks was in the library. Or, like, just outside the library. And right before my exam, like an hour, I decided to overdose myself on caffeine. I had a medium coffee with 2 espresso shots in it. And milk. A small amount of milk. Why did I decide to do that to myself? I don't know. But I definitely felt the consequences. Because I was very jittery. I felt like my heart was trying to come out my chest. I was sweating. And I could not sit still in my chair. It was just a mess. And I just remember waiting outside of like the auditorium for us to go into the room to write the test. And I remember turning to her and I said, I don't think I can write this test. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, feel my heart. Feel my heart. And she's like, Amelia, are you okay? I'm like, no. And my hands were shaking. It was the worst experience ever. I should have never done that. So learn from me and don't do that.
So what exactly possessed you at that moment to go buy that when you've never done it before, first of all?
Well, no, I've had a cafe mocha with an espresso shot in it before.
Okay. But now that's only a half cup of coffee and only 1 espresso shot. Mm-hmm. So now you were planning, and you did buy a full cup of coffee.
Yes.
With double the amount of espresso that you normally add into half a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Exactly. So what?
I just wanted like a boost. That's it. Like, because I was tired. The exam was like I think it was at 4 or something. And it was the winter time. And it's already dark by 4 o'clock here in Canada. So I was like, I need a boost. I need something to keep me going. And for some reason, I decided to do that.
I see.
Yep. That's what I decided. That's what my brain at the time thought was a good idea.
And when you ordered it, how'd they look at you?
Like I was crazy. Yeah. She looked at me like I was crazy. The cashier was like, you said 2 espresso shots? I said, yeah. She was on the side. I said, no, inside. And she was like, okay. I'm sure there's people out there who actually order that.
Probably there are, but few and far between. I'm sure they don't get that request very often.
Maybe not, but that would be that's the very first and the last I will ever order it. I find Starbucks caffeine is extremely strong for me compared to the Tim Hortons.
I don't know. I don't really buy coffee from Starbucks.
Oh, I don't either. This was just because it was accessible and exactly where I was. I know there was a Tim Hortons too in our school, but it was just something. She was like, oh, you want to grab Starbucks? And I was like, sure, why not? And I was like, I'll just get a cafe mocha or whatever. But then I decided that I would change my mind. And I went with the coffee and 2 espresso shots. Yep, that's what I did in university. Wow. I'm sure we all did something crazy at one point to stay awake, to write the exam. We all got skeletons, so don't judge me. But anyways, yeah. So welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast.
Where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
And everything in between. Your girl is student loan debt free. Mm-hmm. Can I have a hallelujah? Praise God. Praise God. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am praising God. It was not an easy journey and it was not an easy decision, believe me. Because when you have that money in your account, I swear that's when the devil comes for you. And it's like, oh, you can buy this. You can buy that. This. What about this? You want a new car. Look at this new fancy car that the 2025 new car is about to come out. You want a new car. Yeah, that's when the devil comes, but you have to remember your master plan. And your master plan was to be, say it with me, debt free. And it was one of the hardest decisions to let that money go all at once to something that you don't even want to pay back. But yeah, now I'm debt free and it feels good. I got an email this morning from the student loan company saying that congratulations, your student loan is paid in full. And a little tear came down my eye.
Yeah.
Yep. Came down my eye, came down my cheek.
No, I mean, it
came out of my eye. I guess. I don't know. I just started crying because it was such a stress reliever to finally be able to do that. Because a couple years ago, I did have the money for it. And I just, for some reason, I chose to do something else stupid other than paying it off. And then COVID hit. Because I graduated university in 2019, 2020.
Well, it was May 2019, right?
No, my last exam was January. Well, my last exam was in December 2019.
Oh, okay. You had to go all the way to December.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I finished May 2020.
Yeah. And then COVID hit. And then they canceled student loan repayment plans for that time. So they only actually started taking out money again from people's bank accounts September of 2021.
You sure?
Yep, I have it written down. Repayments only started 2021 September. I just remember saying to myself, I'm giving myself 3 years again to try to pay this off. And that's it. 3 years, I'm going to try to do it. And I did it under 3 years. And I'm so proud of myself. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of sacrifice when it comes down to paying off debts. There's a lot of sacrifices. Like, you have to determine what your wants are and remember what your master plan is. And my master plan was always to be out of debt. We did a whole podcast talking about this before on our, I think it's called Adulting is Hard. Adulting is very hard. I just remember literally right before COVID hit and I had the money in my account, but I had to do something else with it because something else came up. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I didn't settle my this money through because now I need this money to do this, right? So something happened. Trumpet ate my glasses. I'll be honest. Trumpet ate my glasses. He didn't just eat the frame. He also ate the lens part. So it was broken completely. And my lens cost an arm and a leg. Mm-hmm. And then I also needed contacts. And I also needed an eye exam. So all that, I'm just I'm done with glasses. Because every 3-4 months, I just felt like my eyes were changing. And when I got new glasses, I couldn't get new contacts. So then my eyes were going back and forth. And then when I got new contacts, I couldn't get new glasses. So now my prescription was old for my glasses, but my contacts were new. And it was just a hot mess. And I'm like, I'm done with this.
So you paid to get LASIK?
Yeah, I paid to get LASIK. And I'm very grateful for it. Very thankful that I did it. So I went through that instead of paying off my student loan. I did put some money on my student loans. But at that time, if I can go back, I probably would just been screw it, I'll just pay for one or the other, the contacts and the prescription that I need at the time because I didn't have health insurance. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to pay for those two. If I could go back in time, do that, and then pay off my student loan. Instead of getting the eye surgery, I probably would have postponed it. But I had at the time, I felt like I only saw one or the other, right? So I chose to get my eyes fixed versus paying off my student loan. And I would have been debt free before COVID hit, but it didn't happen that way. And I kind of regret not paying it off earlier when I had the chance. But now I'm just like, I learned from that lesson. And I told myself, if I ever get into that position, if not ever, when I get into that position again, I'm definitely going to pay off my student loan when I have the chance. But like I said, the devil works very hard into tempting you into buying new things. Like it's very hard. Like definitely when they make it so easy now for you to buy things, like the buy now, no interest, or you can do the four payments.
Yeah.
On the littlest thing,
like
you can do that.
Or Afterpay.
Yeah. They make it so easy, and the thing is, you don't even notice those things creeping up on you until after, right? Because you have the money to put up front, like the down payment that you got to pay first. And then after, it's like, don't forget now that pay in 2 weeks, another one's coming out. Yeah. But in that time, you have rent. Then you have the water bill, you have the phone bill and things like that. Like, I don't know. For me, I've always told myself, like, okay, we have to decide what are your wants and what are your needs in order to be debt free. And that's a very, very hard thing to stick to. Definitely as an adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because once you start making money and you get paid, there is a lot of things that are tempting. Like you want a social life, you want to go out, you want to do things, you want to travel, you want to, take little trips. You see other people doing it, so you want to do all those things. Your car may not be the newest, so you're tempted to buy a new car. Like there's so many different things that can come up that are tempting, like very tempting, to get you to very quickly and very easily spend money. Like it adds up very quick, and you just look back like, wow, how did this happen? How did I get here? So yeah, I mean, very proud of you for actually doing it this time rather than last time where you had the opportunity and you didn't.
I praise God. I honestly do. I praise God because I didn't have the willpower to hit send on the bank on my e-transfer. I didn't have the will. I was like, God, please just take my hand and hit the send button.
Wow.
It was one of the hardest things to do. But if you have the money to just pay off your debt, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah. Because, like, for me personally, I still have student loans as well. And I just looked at the repayment calculator. And if I continue to just strictly pay the monthly payments every month, whatever it is, that comes out automatically every month, it'll take me over 10 years to pay it.
Yeah.
That's a long time to still be paying off a debt. That is a long time.
But the thing is, I think what separates Canada from the U.S. is Canada sets up that plan. I'm not too familiar with U.S., but some of the stories that I've heard and what I saw online just seems like people in the U.S. are just paying, and they're just paying the interest. In Canada, they set you up with a payment plan, so it is done in 10 years. But I didn't want it to take that long.
I think the difference here in Canada is it's because it's regulated through like a government agency. You're forced to make a certain amount of principal payment and then also pay the interest amount. So you're forced to pay that. In the States, from what I've heard anyway,
let us know for
you
right or
don't
wrong.
actually have to pay any principal. A lot of times they'll set you up with just your minimum payment, which is your interest, and you're paying zero to your principal, so your debt never decreases. And I've watched random videos of people talking about that, how they've been paying it for 20 years and they look and it's the same amount. Like, how did this even happen? And they're just shocked because they're like, I've been making my payments. Right? And I've actually seen videos of people talking about that, and that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I couldn't imagine that. just being little old me, thinking you're doing your due diligence, you're paying your payment every month, thinking you're paying your student loan off, and then you look 20 years later and it's hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I'd be so upset. Imagine that.
Well, it's the same thing with credit cards, right? Like if you're not paying off your credit card in time all at once, then you're going to get hit with that interest.
Yeah, if you're just paying the monthly or the
minimum payment.
The minimum payment. If you're just paying that, you're paying like, I think it probably is like maybe 10-20% if you actually break it down. That
I
you're
think it's 20%.
No. Like that minimum payment, it's not strictly just interest. I think there is a small amount of principal, but it's a very small amount of principal that you're actually bringing down. Right?
Yeah.
So you need to basically, whatever that amount is, if you want to pay it off, you need to like double that amount, if not do more if you can.
Yeah.
That way the principal actually starts going down. Then every month the interest will slightly get less. Then you'll be paying more principal, and yeah, that's a very, very
how I see it is like you either have to have a high income or you have to find today to pay off debts you have to have another income. I feel like we can't live off just one for one person. Like not just like you and me. You need to have two incomes or have a higher paying job. Like for me, another thing that I used to pay off my debts was I started selling things. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I sell random
selling things, selling items in the house.
yes.
Just to clear that up.
Yeah, I started selling random like clothes, books, my chairs, my tables, like things like that. Things that I knew I wasn't going to use or things that I just wanted to get rid of. I started selling those things. We went to different thrift stores and sold our clothes through them. And
just old clothes that have never been worn for like years.
Yeah, and I have no intention of wearing again. So I started selling through them. And that's literally kind of what helped me.
Yeah. But you, and it's funny because I just seen the post about this the other day. Strategic job hoppers. Have you heard of the term? Because that is what you are.
Why you should have put that out there?
Because that's what you are.
How am I a job hopper?
Because so when we first moved to Ottawa, you moved here. You got one job, right? You worked there for how many months?
I think 6.
And then she moved to another one. Slightly increase in pay. Then you worked there for a month, 2 months.
1 month. But that's because they did me dirty.
Well, yeah, no, and I get that. But at the same time, every step you took, you slightly increased your income, which then led you to where you are now.
But that's what I was trying to say. Like, you either have to increase your salary, ask for more money, or you have to have another income.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's the only way I see paying off debts and saving money is the only way you can do it. I see it.
Yeah.
Unless you come from a rich family, families that have money that, your parents can help you and things like that. You don't have to be totally rich, but if your parents are in the position to help you, that's another way to see it. Like,
yeah. But I mean, you don't necessarily want that, right? At the end of the day, everybody kind of wants to do it on their own and feel like, they've actually accomplished something on their own. In the moment, it'll feel good. Like, yeah, okay, I got help and it's done with. But at the same time, is that always the best way to be kind of let off the hook by other people instead of taking care of things yourself?
Why do you see it like that, though? Because I've had help.
Because
my parents
there's
helped me
lessons to
get
be
through
learned.
college.
Yeah. But, I mean, a lot of times if you're being let off the hook by other people, you're not learning the lesson. That's the way, that's kind of what I mean.
Okay.
And you may end up in the same position again. Because you didn't physically feel the pain of it. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No.
No, I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it.
Well, it doesn't make sense for me because I know I had help through college, but when I started university, that's when my student loans started ranking up.
Yeah.
So that's when I started feeling it, and I was like, oh, student loans. This is what everybody's talking about, student loans.
Yeah.
So I guess so.
Yeah.
You get in that position, you get into those people's shoes, and then you know what it feels like. But yeah. I'm just happy that it's gone and I get saved now that extra money.
Yeah. Yep.
But one thing I will say is, like, even though I'm happy it's like the student loan is done now and I did it in 3 years, I still feel like it kind of delayed my milestones in what I wanted for myself.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that I wanted, like, you know, I wanted to buy a new car. Like I said, I wanted to get married. I want to have kids. And there was just a lot of things that I want. And I knew, like, that if I couldn't even afford myself and my basic self with my own living, like, I just thought, like, well, how am I supposed to buy a home?
Yeah.
And at these home prices, how am I supposed to buy a home?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that took a hit, I think, in one of my milestones. But then, like, I don't see anything wrong with buying a house in my late 40s, my late 50s, or even my late 30s. That's when I get there. Like,
yeah,
buying a home is still buying a home, regardless of the age where you buy it at. So
yeah, it's true. It doesn't matter.
I have to remember that. Like,
yeah, we've mentioned it before that, like, there is societal, like, timelines where things try to get pushed onto you, but at the end of the day, everyone lives their own life, and the timeline is not a real thing. Like, that's just something that is kind of pressed upon us by society. But yeah.
But anyways, moving on, because your girl is broke now after paying off that. But I'm broke, but now I can start saving money. So I look at it as a good thing. Yeah. But how have things been with you?
With me? I mean, they've been okay. I have been actually considering trading my car in for a while. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I was looking at other cars. Now, what I've been looking at recently is cars that will keep my payment at the same amount, which recently, like very recent, I just started considering maybe that's not the best idea, right? Like, I've been looking at cars that have the same, if not slightly more features than what I currently have. Now, what I've been considering is getting a new vehicle. It'll be a new one, but finding one that maybe isn't the very top trim will, at the end of the day, lower my monthly payments. So then I can save that extra amount every month, right? Like, if I can save an extra $100 to $150 just on a car payment, and maybe lose adaptive high beam assist, adaptive cruise control, nothing you really need necessarily. They're nice to have, yeah, when you go on a long trip, it is nice to have, but you definitely don't need them. They are not necessary. So if I can lose those slightly small features that, don't really matter from a day-to-day perspective, and bring down my monthly expenses, I think I might just do that. Yeah.
So what are you planning to do with this extra $100 and $150 though, if you are able to save it? Like, I mean, like, if you are able to lower down your payments, what do you plan to do with this extra money? Is it going to go towards debt? Is it going to be put towards your savings account?
My first ones. So I actually started looking at, like, a debt repayment calculator, and what it does, it actually breaks it down. You put in the amounts, you put in your interest rates, and it actually creates a plan for you that will structure it in a way that, for certain debts, you pay, for the low interest ones, you pay the minimum, but the high interest ones, you put the minimum plus the extra amount that you can. And you start paying those down first and then it'll flip to where, like, once that debt is low enough, the interest dollar amount is actually lower than the other debt that maybe has a lower interest, but because the principal is higher, the payment ends up being higher. So then it flips it to where you start paying that one off with the extra amount that you have every month.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Am I explaining that properly? So then it structures it in a way that you start paying the higher amounts first, and it basically brings everything down in the fastest way possible with that extra income that you have every month. And then you can, if you want to restructure it another way, once the debt starts going down and the payments start going down, you can actually add more to it every month, because your expenses, your lifestyle, and everything hasn't changed, but now you have less debts to pay. So now you have an extra $100, an extra $200 you can put onto that, so you can then exponentially drop your debts even faster.
So how long does it say that it would take you? That it will take you, but how long are you planning to let this take you?
I don't remember exactly, but that's the other thing. Like, if I can lower my expenses, however much, like find a new car, that will lower my expenses. I just lowered my expenses slightly with, like, my internet and like TV and internet, things like that. Like, I lowered those payments. I've been looking at different ways to save at least some money every month, right? Just lower the expenses, just as much as possible. Lower the expenses. That way I can put more down every month. Yeah. I don't remember the actual timeline on it, but I would need to first figure out which car I'm going to get that is going to lower my expenses.
Yeah, you could also sell things, kind of like what I did too. Like, I just find there's so much stuff. There's just so much stuff out there on the internet, Amazon. Like, the other day, you guys, we were decluttering our desk. There were papers from 2015.
Yeah.
So, like, when we moved here, we literally just shoved everything into a box because, we told you guys in the last podcast that we only had a week to move. So we didn't have time to be like, hey, we want this, we want that with us. We didn't really have time to do that.
Just packed it in and away we went.
And 2022 comes and I'm like, 2024, here we are. Just last weekend, I was like, why do I have all these papers? From 2015. I had papers before I even met you. And I was like, this is crazy. So I just started shredding a whole bunch of stuff. And still, like, I'm going through my closet. I have garbage bags still of clothes, even though I'm trying to get rid of them. I still have clothes. We still have boxes downstairs from when we moved in. Like, there was just so much stuff. And
that's the society we live in.
Yeah, and the craziest part is we went to an Adidas sale. To do what?
To buy more stuff.
Yes. And we didn't need that. So that's what I mean. Like, why are we always constantly on the hunt of buying new things?
Honestly, the amount of people in there buying bags and bags of stuff just because it was a sale. Like, you can get a pair of shoes for, like, I think they were like $30.
Yeah. And the shoes that I bought my aunt were regularly like $160. I got them for $45.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, it was a good deal.
Yeah,
it wasn't like just 10% off.
It wasn't an actual, like, Adidas warehouse sale. It's this other company that I don't know how they get their stuff. Do you remember the name of them?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a different company that I guess maybe buys out a whole whack load of stuff, like a warehouse full of old inventory, and then they do like a warehouse sale.
Yeah.
And they travel. I don't know if it's just here in Ontario.
I don't know.
But I know that they do travel.
Yeah.
And they were here in Ottawa one weekend doing an Adidas sale, and also...
It was Herschel's. Herschel, the bag.
And there was an Amazon one, too.
Yeah, we went to the Amazon warehouse, too.
Yeah.
It was in the same building. You guys, I love Amazon, but there was just a bunch of junk there. Like we didn't see anything that was like
No.
worth our money. We were looking for a TV stand because right now we're using a very expensive TV stand, you guys. It's our textbooks. Our very expensive university textbooks is what we're using right now.
I
for
tried to
our
buy
TV
one at
stand.
one point.
I didn't like the one you
know.
you chose.
I tried to buy one. And
But why would I waste my money on something that I didn't like instead of just waiting and saving up?
But
And
at
then
that time, it wasn't your money.
You're right. You were the one buying it, but I'm saying, like, why waste your money on something that we both couldn't agree on when we could wait, and then the money we keep putting money into it, and then all of a sudden you have more money into that account to put towards a TV stand that we both like.
That's fair.
That's just how my brain works.
But yes, right now we are TV standless.
No, we're not. They're on textbooks, expensive textbooks. But anyways, yeah, like one of the weird things that we found was a head massager. Now, if you went on Amazon and you bought this head massager, what did you have headaches? What was going through your mind? No judgment. I literally just want to know.
That is the reason it stood out to me. As soon as I walked past it, I was like, "Oh my god, I need this," because I get headaches. Like,
but is that what it's for?
I don't know. Maybe it's probably a stress thing too. It's probably like a de-stressor. Just nice scalp massage.
See, I just thought it would be vibrating because you know those foot spa things that every mother has. At least every mother has gotten one of these for Christmas, for Mother's Day.
I bought my mom one years ago. I don't know if she's ever really used it.
Every mother has one. They used it at least once, I think, and then after that, it's just shoved in the closet in one of the linen closets. Mm-hmm. Every mother has one. Every grandmother has one. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like it was just one of those that probably just vibrated and that's it. You use it one time and you don't use it again.
I don't know. But it definitely stood out to me. And those are the types of people that it'll get, right? Like, oh my, I get headaches. This thing will be great.
We don't actually know if it's for headaches. It's just something that we're assuming.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, being someone that gets headaches, you see that, you automatically, whether it's for that or not, you assume that's what it's for. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh my God, yes, that would feel so good if I had this on my head when I had a headache.
I need to know.
So then you go and you spend that money, and then it doesn't work, and you're like, damn, why'd I spend that money?
I feel like everything's invented.
Yeah.
Every weird invention, it's already done. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you feel like almost everything's already invented? Like you all of a sudden think of this most randomest idea and you're like, this can't be invented. And then I Google it and I'm like, no
there it is.
Way.
Yep. I know. It does feel like that. And I feel like everything is already invented, but now what you are seeing is people recreating the same thing or maybe combining a couple things, but it's still the same. And one thing that is definitely happening 100% is fashion is being recreated right now.
It's always been in our cycle.
Yeah, but I just keep seeing people in neon colors.
I don't see anyone in these neon colors. I need to know where you be going.
I see people, I see them running in short shorts, neon color, like block print, where it's like one is like a yellow, one is green, one is purple.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes. I see people running in those, and they have those big, huge glasses on that are also the bright colors, like the reflecting colors there. Yeah.
I don't see
exactly like back in the day.
I need to know where you be looking.
I'm telling you, I see it.
What's something weird that you bought?
What's something weird I bought? I don't know.
What's something weird that you know of that someone bought? No, I don't want to say weird per se, but what's something that you're like, what made you buy that?
Yeah.
Or like, is that was invented? Like, where did you find that?
So my dad used to go snowmobiling, right? He used to have a snowmobile, and he used to go out with his friends all the time on his snowmobile. So normally you just have the regular gloves, but your hands still get cold, right? Because it's cold out, and now the wind is going through the gloves, so your fingers get cold. So I don't know where he found these. I think my mom said they were at some like flea market type thing. But what they were still gloves, or sorry, they were mitts. They were mitts, so all the fingers were together, but they were made out of bear skin. Okay, and on the outside of the glove, it still had the bear fur. So it was literally like a bear paw that you kind of put your hand inside. And honestly, these gloves were like so warm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably from someone's culture then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Likely. And I'm pretty sure he bought them at a flea market. So it's probably a thing like in certain areas
of the world, or even probably in Canada too.
Yeah.
Certain parts of Canada probably has that.
Yeah. But anyway, they were honestly, I worn them a couple times randomly. They are very, very warm. Very warm.
Does your mom still have them?
Yeah. Yeah, they're still at the house. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What's something weird you bought, or you know of someone buying?
I can't think on top of my head right now either, but I just know my uncle is always ordering something. Sometimes when I go to my aunt's house, I'll be stupid and I'll just put my hand over the doorbell camera so she can't see me. But then after she's like, I saw you from way back from how you exited your car. And I said, oh, how did you see me? And then I parked far, and she was like, oh, the light bulb, it gives me a notification on my phone saying that someone arrived at your house.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? And I looked up, the light bulb is a camera.
Yeah, like the porch light.
Yeah.
It's literally a bulb, but part of the bulb is a camera. Mm-hmm. So it's like a secret, what do you call those things?
Hidden camera?
Like a James Bond type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, I can't think of the name right now. But anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah, because you don't know. It just looks like a regular bulb, but it's not. It's actually a camera.
It kind of just makes me wonder, what made you think about buying that?
Well, everybody knows the doorbell cameras nowadays, right? And they look different than a normal doorbell. So everybody's like, yeah, I'm being recorded. But now
people are getting clever, and they're inventing light bulbs and hidden cameras you don't even know. Yeah. For me, that's not something I would ever Googled. I would never have gone onto Amazon.
That's what I'm confused with. How do people find these random things? Because I know my brother's bought a bunch of random things too for the house. And I just don't know. I don't personally go on Amazon to just randomly skim through different things.
Are you not an Amazon shopper?
Not really, no. I get a new phone. I need a screen protector. I literally go on Amazon. I search screen protector. I buy the screen protector, and I'm done.
So what you're saying is you're a basic shopper.
Yes. Yes, I am not a window shopper necessarily when it comes to online purchases. I don't.
I'm definitely a window shopper.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. If I see something, oh, that's so nice, I'll put it in my cart and I just leave it there. But the thing is, I prefer to do that online than I do in the store, because nothing irritates me more when I'm going to the store and all I want to do is just window shop, or I just want to look. And then you get that pressure.
You're just there for something to do.
Yeah, and then you get that pressure from the employees staring at you, being like, "Do you want help? Do you want to try that on?" No, I just want to look. Okay. Then 2 minutes later, another employee comes up to you. Do you want help? Do you want to try that on? Do you want me to start you a cart? Do you want me to bring that to the cash for you? You can leave at the cash. No, I'm okay. I just want to look.
Yeah. I'm actually not here to buy anything right now.
Yeah.
And you don't want to say that, right? You don't want to actually say that, but in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm not actually buying anything. I'm just here to waste time. I'm here because it's fun just looking around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I tried on a dress and the dress was too big. And I was like, oh, you know what? It's a sign I don't want this dress. And then the lady comes up to me and she goes, oh, what was wrong with the dress? I said, oh, it's just too big. It's okay. I'm just looking around anyways. She goes, oh, we can order it online for you.
Yeah, I know.
And
You
it's
get
like,
that a
then you
lot.
get kind of pressured into being like, how do I say no? That I don't actually want this dress.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just came in here just to kill time. But I tried on this dress. I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Are you guys a window shopper? Do you guys not shop at all?
But, you know, it's funny, though, because I have looked on different things, and I've given my phone number and my email to these different companies.
I told you not to do that.
Now, when I get a random message, like a little notification, and they send me a message saying, oh, we have a 50% off sale, I'll randomly go on the website just to look quickly, and I'm like, oh, these are kind of cool. Oh, these are nice shoes, whatever. And I put them in my cart. Now, I totally forget about it. Wasn't actually planning to buy anything. It was just randomly, I was on the toilet or whatever.
My gosh, Kurt.
Just skimming through. And I know you guys do it, so don't say you don't.
So basically, he wants to know if you're pooping. Men out there, okay? Men, are you pooping and shopping at the same time?
Yes. But anyway, so I forget it in my cart. I get off the website. I do my thing. And then 2 days later, I get an email. Oh, you forgot something. Finish your purchase. I'm like, really? You know I didn't want to actually buy this.
So why you put it in your cart for?
I don't know.
Because you're a window shopper online.
Yes.
That's what it is.
In the privacy of my own washroom.
I like it because there's no judgment. That's really what it is. And also, they don't know you. They don't know what you look like. Mm-hmm. As soon as you hit, you know what? I don't want this anymore. You just take it out your cart, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, are you sure you don't want it?
Well, yeah,
we can order online. Da, 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 da.
They do say that.
Ask at your
Are you sure you want to remove this from your cart?
Yes. But the thing is, they don't know what you look like. So it's not as like, I don't know. I don't feel as judged. I don't feel as bad as saying, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, there is that personal touch when you have to say no to someone.
Definitely when it comes up more than what you expected it to be.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just gonna put this one.
Yeah.
Back.
Ooh, like, wait, how did it rank up to $100? Wait, put this one back. Which one can I put back? Okay, honey. Now it's $82. Okay. I'll swipe. I don't know. For me, I hate when that happens. When it comes up more than what I want to spend.
Yeah. You know, I actually went to the grocery store yesterday. You waited in the car. But I'm filling my cart with different things, and I'm like, dang, this is going to be expensive. And surprisingly, when I actually cashed out, I was like, wow. I was expecting like an extra like $40, $50 on top of what I actually had to pay. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that happened.
How much did you end up paying for groceries?
It was only $120.
Okay.
And I feel like I got a decent amount this time. Because over the past like few times that I've went, maybe it was just different stuff that I bought this time. Mm-hmm. A lot of it was like vegetables this time around. So maybe that's why it didn't add up as fast. But
nah, I've seen bell peppers, definitely the green ones, at like $6.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt like I still got a decent amount for the money I spent. Because the other weekend, we went to Costco. I had like 5 things in my cart. And that was the same amount.
But you can't compare a regular grocery store price to Costco. There's just no comparison. You can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing of meat that I bought, the ground beef.
Would never...
No. It was the steak stewing beef. Stewing beef. That was like $30 by itself. $30.
Yeah, but you get a lot of that stewing beef compared to what you can get at a regular grocery store.
But that's what I mean. Like, that one pack already $35. Just like that. With tax, $40. Mm-hmm. Done. Right?
The same thing with those Lysol wipes. I love Lysol wipes. We use them a lot, definitely to clean up after trumpets. After we make trumpets raw food, we use Lysol wipes to wipe down the counter. Mm-hmm. And I think when you go to Costco, I think it's like, what, $20 or something like that for a pack of 4?
4 or 5 you get, yeah. I don't know.
I will say I know they made those containers smaller
You think
at
so?
Costco. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get less in them?
I don't know if you get less in them. I just know that the container itself is smaller. Has to be.
I don't know.
Just a little bit smaller. Because when I looked at the box, I said, this looks different. Doesn't look as big as it used to be. Like, this is before COVID.
Yeah. But on a plus note, in regards to the economy, prices are coming down. I did see something the other day about car prices coming down. Like everything, it seems like it's actually starting to get a little bit better in that sense. So the money you do have will start or should start stretching a little bit further than what you've been seeing recently or what we've been seeing recently. I don't know. Here in Canada, they've already done 2 interest rate cuts.
Have they?
Yeah. So it was at 5%. Right now it's 4.5. I know in the United States they haven't done any cuts yet, and they're only talking about the first one in September, I think it was.
Okay.
But yeah, as they start lowering interest rates, things should start getting a little bit less expensive as well, and inflation has slowed. Inflation is around that 2-3% or 3%, I think it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know if that's why the cart that I bought yesterday feels like it was less. I don't know. Not sure. But I feel
Maybe
like
we're just so used to paying that amount that you think it's the exact same.
maybe. I don't know.
Well, let me know when those houses price come down because I would
Yeah.
like to buy a house one day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean that's another thing too. I did see something about the housing market, and
Is it good or bad?
well, in a sense, like houses are sitting on the market for longer than what they've historically been doing for the past couple of years. So they're going to need to start providing a little bit better prices for more incentive for people to actually buy, right? And with the interest rates that are dropping, the interest rates on the mortgages are going to go down, which should be, again, a little bit more incentive to buy.
So will it be affordable?
Well, I mean, I don't know. All right, so we're kind of just rambling on here. We're going to end the podcast here and hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and if you are, thank you. Do appreciate it. And leave us a comment below of any of the topics that we talked about, how you feel, your viewpoint on them. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. See you guys in about 2 weeks.
Yes, have a good day.
Peace.